So, good evening and welcome into Joe Martin Field. We've got some non-league Bellingham Bells baseball on tap for you here on this Wednesday evening. It's the Bellingham Bells hosting the Everett Merchants of the Pacific International League as we have a cross-league matchup. Of course, your Bellingham Bells of the West Coast League facing a member of their former league, the Pacific International League. Should be a fun one tonight. Yesterday, Bellingham picked up a victory over the Northwest Star Nighthawks in a non-league win. Bellingham took that win yesterday 5-1, so they'll look to have another non-league win today here against the Everett Merchants. Next 3 days here at Joe Martin Field, or I guess if you're counting yesterday as the first day of that, just tomorrow another non-league game as we have a break in the West Coast League schedule. Tomorrow facing Bombat Northwest, the 2027 team, and then a league matchup over the weekend against Port Angeles. But here against Everett today, it's going to be the Bellingham Bells entering at 20-13. Of course, this is an exhibition, so it won't affect their record. The Bells didn't get a win from last night as far as taking down the Nighthawks, but a win in the confidence factor. 5-1 the difference for Bellingham, and it came after the Northwest Star Nighthawks came in, and the non-league team was winning the first half of the game through 4.5 innings. The Nighthawks had a 1-0 lead over Bellingham. Solo homer by the catcher Liam Cleaver from the Nighthawks was the difference between the two teams. That was off of the starter Cole Lawback, but then after Cole Anderson tossed 2 scoreless innings, Bellingham posted 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Aspen Alexander hit his second double of the game and drove in 2 runs to take a 2-1 lead. Alexander later scored on a wild pitch to give the Bells a 3-1 lead, and from there they just stretched it out. But the real highlight, the pitching staff last night, 16 strikeouts by the staff. Cole Lawback, the starter, had 3. Cole Anderson, who earned the win, had 4. Cade Nichols picked up 1 in a scoreless 6th. In the 7th inning, Jordan Chancellor struck out the side with 3 punchies. Ben McKinnon made his debut and returned to the Bells in the 8th inning, had 2 strikeouts. And then Caleb Seebeck, with his debut in the 9th inning, had 3 strikeouts to work around 2 base runners in that 9th inning to cap off the 5-1 win. Along with the Bellingham Bells getting a non-league win. Other scores from the West Coast League last night, the Marion Berries beat the Dub C Fish Sticks 4-2. When it comes to actual league games, looking at the North Division, the Nanaimo Night Owls had a 12-4 win over the Edmonton Riverhawks. On the road, the Night Owls picking up that victory. The Wenatchee Apple Sox on the road at Port Angeles last night, and the Apple Sox a dominant 20-1 score, beating the Port Angeles Lefties. Other scores from the North were the Kelowna Falcons beating Kamloops 11-1. Then when you look as a cross-divisional matchup, the North Division Victoria Harbor Cats took down the South Division's Bend Elks 18-5. Harbor Cats hosting the Elks for a 3-game set here during this week. Down in the South Division, a couple of matchups. One of them, the way of the Yakima Valley Pippins, who took down the top team in the South, beating the Ridgefield Raptors 10-4 last night. The Walla Walla Sweets took a 6-3 win on the road at Springfield, beating the Drifters. And then the Corvallis Knights went into Walker Stadium and took down the Portland Pickles 13-3. When you look at the league standings right now, it's the Wenatchee Apple Sox 22-9 atop the North Division. Already have a playoff spot locked up. The Kelowna Falcons at 20-11 sit in front of the Bellingham Bells, who are 20-13. Falcons playing some league games where the Bells will just stand pat at where they are right now, 20-13, a .606 winning percentage. Behind the Bells are the Night Owls, 19-15 on the year. The Edmonton Riverhawks at even 500, 15 wins, 15 losses. Then below 500, you have Victoria and the Harbor Cats, 15-16. The Kamloops Northpaws, 12-19, and the Port Angeles Lefties, 7-23. In the South, it's the Ridgefield Raptors leading that division. They already have an early playoff spot locked up. The Walla Walla Sweets have been the second-best team in the South so far in the season, a record of 20-14 for them. The Corvallis Knights trailing in 3rd place for the South, 17-14 the Knights' record. Yakima Valley and the Pippins in 4th, 15-16. It's been a big surprise to see the Portland Pickles at 13-15 down there at the 5 spot, and then even the Bend Elks in 6th in the South, just 12-17. The Marion Berries 13-19, and then Springfield is 9-22, 4 straight losses for the Drifters. When it comes to the hottest teams right now in the WCL, it's been the Kelowna Falcons, and where the Bells started dropping their few games up in Canada, the Kelowna Falcons have started to go on a win streak. 8 of their last 10, they've won their last 5, and that has them in place for, second place right now in the North Division, where they would be that other team to earn a playoff spot, because we have first half and second half champions here in the West Coast League. The first half of the season, first 27 league games, is decided that, hey, whoever wins that, they get a free playoff spot. That's the Wenatchee Apple Sox. That's what they got. Now we're into the second half where it's going to be Kelowna, it's going to be Bellingham, it's going to be Nanaimo, maybe a long shot for Edmonton or Victoria, kind of vying for that next auto playoff spot. Of course, there's more than just those two teams that make the playoffs, right? There's a total of 4 in each division. But by winning each half, you get the home field advantage in the opening 3-game series, and that was pivotal for the Bells. Winning the first half last year, we got to host the Apple Sox for games 2 and 3 of the series, and we won those games at home. Or we lost the second one, but we won the pivotal one here at home in game 3. Gives you a little bit of an edge, so plenty to compete for these Bellingham Bells. Of course, today's matchup will not matter as far as overall record goes. The Bellingham Bells hosting the Everett Merchants of the Pacific International League, and we'll get into the history behind that league and the ties to the Bellingham Bells. But we've got a 6:35 first pitch tonight. Should be a fun one. We'll get your starting lineups when we come back here at Joe Martin Field. I'm Zen Hill. You're listening and watching to the Bells Radio Network here on a Wednesday evening in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Back in Bellingham, Washington, about to get set for a non-league matchup between your Bellingham Bells and the Everett Merchants of the Pacific International League. Here, a cross-league matchup with the WCL Bells taking on the PIL Merchants down south. Let's look at the starting lineups first for the visitors out of Everett. Leading off is the right fielder Dawson Sagawa out of Everett Community College. Following him is the second baseman Gavin Gurman from Paradise Valley. Jake Lockwood, the designated hitter out of Central Washington, bats third. TJ Armstrong doing the cleaning up. He's a first baseman out of Baker University. Kai Miller coming from Everett Community College will get the start at shortstop and bat fifth. Luka Roljancic out of MSU Denver starts in left field in the sixth spot. Blake Skinner bats seventh in the order and plays third base. He's an Everett freshman. Max Rodabaugh, also out of Everett Community College, the catcher who bats eighth in the order. And then following him is the center fielder, Matthew McGovern from South Mountain Community College. Cooper McBride, the junior from the University of Washington, going to be the starting pitcher for the Merchants, taking on the Bells lineup that is led off by the UCLA incoming freshman Jaden Jackson, who gets a start in left field again. Aspen Alexander going to bat second as the GCU second baseman takes that spot in the order after a nice night with 2 doubles. Noah Cassie, the start in right field for the Texas A&M Corpus Christi junior. Matt Churchill out of the University of Puget Sound is going to clean up and bat DH in the lineup. Nate Johnson out of Tulane start at first base. Tyler Peschke, the UCLA third baseman, going to bat sixth. Dominic Keebon, the University of Washington outfielder, is in center, and he bats seventh for your Bellingham Bells. Rashad Hayes, the Stanford shortstop today, batting eighth. And then Hayden Hollingsworth, the University of Pikeville catcher, going to start behind the dish. Gavin Hashey is the starting pitcher, a junior out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, getting the start for your Bellingham Bells. After a 5-1 non-league win yesterday for your Bells, they're looking to follow it up with some confidence building here at home, with their last 9 games being played prior to yesterday on the road, and it wasn't a great road trip for the guys. 2-7 on their 10-day trip up in Canada. They lost all 3 series, got swept for the first time, failed to clinch the first half championship in the North Division. If they would have just had one more win against Victoria, they would have got it done, but only took 1 out of 3 and lost 2. And handed that title to the Wenatchee Apple Sox. So now, the second half, just trying to get things back rolling. They are 6 games into the second half of the season, having those being played against Edmonton and Nanaimo. So if you were to look at our second half record right now, it's just a 1-5 league record for the WCL second half. But these non-league contests, a chance for some guys to get back on track. We saw the pitching staff look very well last night. The hitters got it done, and maybe today against the Everett Merchants can try and keep that positive momentum moving forward, because we've got a league opponent this weekend, Friday at 4:35 a start time here at Joe Martin Field, taking on the Port Angeles Lefties. Starting early because there's a post-game concert. Space Band is going to be performing after that one, and then we're following it up on Saturday night with the 6:35 game with a post-game fireworks show. So there's lots of fun stuff to have. And then you have your Saving Sundays the next day, 1:35 for that series finale against the Lefties. And don't worry, because we've got plenty of more baseball coming for you. This is a long homestand for the Bells. 9 games over 10 days. So we have the Community Champions game on Monday the 13th, and then it's 3 non-league games during the All-Star break that are going to be played here. Cascade Collegiate League coming to town on Tuesday. The WC Fish Sticks on Wednesday. They're a Pacific International League team. And then Gunderson Baseball on Thursday will also be here at Joe Martin Field. But we've got an opponent, the Everett Merchants, seeing them for the first time that I've ever seen them play here at Joe Martin Field. So that's exciting. Some new opponents out of the Pacific International League. I guess we'll see what they've got, right? Bell's taking the field right now. A bit behind schedule for these guys. Scheduled 6:35 start time, but it's going to look more like 6:40, it seems, at the ballpark. Either way, we'll step away while they do the national anthems. And when we come back, we've got Bellingham Bells baseball for you here on this Wednesday evening in the great Pacific Northwest.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everett Strong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everett Strong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everett Strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
So ready to go for a non-league matchup between the Bellingham Bells and the Everett Merchants. Non-league contest for your Bells after a 5-1 non-league win yesterday against the Northwest Star Nighthawks. Now your reigning West Coast League champions looking to pick up another non-league dub over the Everett Merchants, who come from the Pacific International League. And if you're unfamiliar with that, well, hey, the Bells have a little bit of a history in that. The Bells were actually a Pacific International League team from 1999 to 2004. That was prior to the West Coast League being founded in 2005. The Everett Merchants, currently a member of the PIL, they were actually founded back in 1973 before rebranding as the Merchants in 1984. They were previously known as the H&L Twins, but now members of the Pacific International League and serving as a non-league opponent here on this Wednesday evening. We'll see how it goes. Looking at your starting pitcher for the Bellingham Bells, that's Gavin Hashey taking over on the hill for this start. A junior out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and after not pitching this collegiate season, Gavin Hashey here with Bellingham is making an appearance for the third time this year as the Colorado native throws from the right side. He's wearing the number 4 in these pinstripe uniforms. So fourth appearance for Hashey so far in the summer. 5 2/3 innings pitched for him. And they've been quality so far. Just 2 hits and 3 walks allowed for the right-hander. He's yet to allow a run and has struck out 6 batters. He has not, though, made a start. All 3 of his appearances have come out of the bullpen, so we'll see how his start goes for him today. He's throwing to a rare catcher that we're seeing start, Hayden Hollingsworth. Of course, Bellingham Bell's bullpen catcher last year, appeared in 1 game. This will be his first of the summer here with Bellingham. And looking at the leadoff man for the Everett Merchants, Dawson Sugawa, the sophomore from Everett Community College, will get things started as he steps into the left-handed batter's box. And these Merchants got black uniforms on their tops, gray bottoms. Bells with their navy blue pinstripes. Sugawa getting the start in right field. He'll get us started at the plate. Gavin Hashey comes set, the starting pitcher for Bellingham. And on this Wednesday evening, we are underway on that pitch low that misses for ball 1. Sugawa this year with Everett Community College, a .339 batting average in 20 games with the Trojans. There's a lot of Everett guys here on this Everett Merchants squad. After a first pitch miss, Hashey's toss home is fouled away for a strike off the left side. Bells win yesterday 5-1. The only run was allowed against the Bells starter Cole Laubach. Took down the Northwest Star Nighthawks in a non-league bout. Hashey tonight's starter in a 1-1 count. That one bounced in play to Hashey, the pitcher, and an underhand toss from him will retire the leadoff man for the Merchants. Gavin Garriman now is up from Paradise Valley Community College, the starting second baseman for the Merchants. This year with Paradise Valley, a .187 batting average for Garriman in 49 games. Swing and a miss from him, down 0-1 to start the at-bat. Hashey tossing it home as the right-hander misses for ball 1. After a first batter ground out for the starter Hashi, now even 1-1 once again against a Merchants hitter. This one skied to left field for Jaden Jackson, who backs up on it and in left field makes the catch for the second out. 2 up, 2 down the start for Gavin Hashi, the Bell's starting right-hander. And Jake Lockwood will be the third man up for the Merchants here in Bellingham for this first inning. Lockwood, a junior from Central Washington University, stepping in. He'll do the DHing today for the Merchants. 2 up, 2 down so far for the right-hander Hashi, who tosses home and pitch wide for ball 1. This year, Lockwood hit .203 in 25 games with the Wildcats. First pitch a miss to the right-handed batting designated hitter. That one a foul ball off the right side. Ball and a strike on Jake Lockwood. Hashi back on the first base side of the rubber for the Bellingham Bells, looking for a 1-2-3 frame on his 1-2 pitch home. Swing and a miss from Lockwood, now a ball and 2 strikes. Merchants, just like the Bellingham Bells, summer collegiate baseball team. Different leagues, of course, the West Coast League Bells, the Pacific International League Merchants. They're based down in Everett, play their home games at Funko Field, historically known as Everett Memorial Stadium. Breaking pitch called for strike 3, and Hashi caps off a 1-2-3 first inning with a looking strikeout. Bells will come up to bat for the first time on this Wednesday evening when we return.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
After a 1-2-3 top of the first inning, now into the bottom of the first, and the Everett Merchants will take the field on defense, guided by their starting pitcher, Cooper McBride, who will begin things for the Merchants on the hill against the Bellingham Bells. McBride, a junior from the University of Washington, a lefty thrower, will face Jaden Jackson, Aspen Alexander, and Noah Cassie here in the inning to start. McBride this collegiate season, just 2 appearances for the Huskies, but he'll take over on the hill representing the Merchants in this non-league contest. Jaden Jackson, the UCLA left fielder, begins things. So a favorable matchup for McBride to start it. Last night, Jaden Jackson, a double on his 1-for-4 night. Scored 2 runs after drawing a walk as well. Now one of the Bells West Coast League All-Stars at the plate. Having himself a great season here in the WCL. Hasn't been with the team for the entire season, but the stats he's put up in the limited couple of weeks he's been with us are undeniable for his All-Star nod, and rightfully placed there. He fouls it away for strike 1 on Jackson. Cooper McBride, the UW lefty, trying to retire the talented leadoff man for Bellingham. Does a great job at getting on base. Right now in a 1-1 count to start the bottom of the first. Bellingham trying to have some run support for the starter Gavin Hashi after that 1-2-3 first. This one grounded the shortstop Miller, kind of had to back up on it, and initially was charging to the left, spun to his right, and then was able to make the play either way on a 6-3 ground out across the diamond to Armstrong. So that's the first out, and Aspen Alexander comes up after being named last night's Terry Stash Player of the Game. Aspen Alexander had a pair of doubles last night and looked to add on to that. The bummer about these non-league games is the stats don't count towards the counting stats for these guys, so the average won't change for any of these guys. They won't get any of their RBI because this is truly just an exhibition for these two teams. But Alexander, a West Coast League All-Star, his stats have looked great out of Grand Canyon University. Has been a dynamic player playing second base and the outfield. His batting average north of 300 with Bellingham so far this summer. Swings and lofts this to shallow left field for Everett Merchants left fielder Luka Ruljanic, who makes the play for the second out. Noah Cassie will now bat as the third man up. Right now, Cooper McBride trying to match the 1-2-3 frame that Gavin Hashi posted. Noah Cassie also selected to the West Coast League All-Star team. One of the 5 selections for the Bellingham Bells. We've already seen 3 of them here in this game. Cassie hits a foul ball on the first pitch, and it'll be a long strike. Out of play off the right side. Other 2 All-Stars for the Bellingham Bells this season are Charlie Decker and Jake Lyle. Jake Lyle has gotten the last 2 days off, been doing a lot of catching for the Bells, so he's taking these non-league games off, leaving way for Hayden Hollingsworth, who's getting his first ever appearance this summer behind the plate. We'll see him later down the lineup. 0-1 to Cassie off the inside of his bat, spinning to the shortstop Miller. His throw in time, and just like that, the Merchants match the 1-2-3 frame. We go to the second scoreless here in Bellingham, Washington.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Mar here from Everett Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everett and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everett strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Second inning in Bellingham, Washington at Joe Martin Field. It's a non-league matchup between your Bellingham Bells and the Pacific International League's Everett Merchants. These two starting pitchers trading 1-2-3 first innings that get us quickly here into the second and get us to TJ Armstrong, the first baseman, leading things off for the visiting Merchants. Armstrong wearing the number 33, batting from the right side. Neon orange cleats for him in these black and gray uniforms with some blue outlining, so he's standing out a little bit out there. That's because he goes to Baker University, so his gear going to match himself. You can say the same thing for the catcher out of UPI, Caden Hollingsworth, with his orange catching gear behind the plate. And after ball 1 to T.J. Armstrong, Gavin Hashi on the mound, throwing home the right-hander strikeout as part of his 1-2-3 first inning. A pair of misses to start the second, and he's down 2-0. Armstrong this collegiate season, .264 batting average with Baker. This one line past the diving shortstop there in Rashad Hayes into left field, and that'll be the first hit of the game by either side. T.J. Armstrong leads it off with a single here in the second for the Merchants. That brings up Kai Miller, the shortstop. A pair of plays on defense in the bottom half of the first inning. Kai Miller, 261 average with Everett Community College this year. 36 games for the Trojans played. First pitch, a breaker away to Miller for ball one. A lot of Everett guys on this Merchants team, and when I say Everett guys, I mean Everett Community College guys. The Trojans this year, a quality team in the NWAC, 43-11. They went 25-5 in the NWAC North. One of the better JUCO squads that we have up here in the region. Consistently pretty talented. A couple Bells on the team, former Everett guys. Ball on a strike right now on Kai Miller. Flown to center field for Ramanik Kebon, back to his right. Bell's center fielder makes the first out in the second. A can of corn to center field. That'll bring up Luka Roljancic. Roljancic out of MSU Denver. Division II program. Finishes junior season this past spring. Hit .293 in 13 games. Limited time for him. Made 11 starts and 2 appearances off the bench. Runner going on the pitch from Hashi. Hollingsworth's throw is up away from the bag, and it'll be a swiped away steal for Armstrong to put him in scoring position here in the second inning as the Merchants try and strike first. The same way that the Nighthawks did yesterday, taking the first run of the game, but we saw Bellingham rally for 5 unanswered to win 5-1 last night in their non-league matchup. All right, now the Merchants, a man in scoring position for Roljancic, who had 8 RBI in those brief 13 games this year. High and inside and past the catcher. That'll put Armstrong up to third base. So the passed ball following the steal. And now a man on third for the Merchants and only 1 out. A lot of ways to score this run for the visitors. Roljancic is back in Everett after playing 1 year with Everett Community College. Played his first collegiate season at Scottsdale before transferring to Everett for his sophomore year. But he is from Bishop Blanchett High School here in Washington. That's a ground ball to the third baseman. Peschke will check the runner back. Did a nice job. Armstrong was initially breaking for home, but the look from Tyler Peschke got him back to third base, and that'll be the second out. Brings up Blake Skinner, a Everett Community College third baseman, trying to drive in the first run of the ball game here in the top of the second inning. Leadoff single, but back-to-back outs for the Merchants. Kevin Hashi, the right-hander. This one bounced right back to the pitcher. He gets it on a high stretch of his glove right on the hill, and that'll finish a scoreless second inning. Bell's coming up to bat again in the bottom of the second when we return.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Bottom of the second inning in Bellingham, Washington. A non-league matchup between your Bells and the Everett Merchants. Right now scoreless through an inning and a half. The Merchants leave a man on third base in the top of the second inning, and Matt Churchill will do the leading off for Bellingham in the bottom of the second. Churchill, the designated hitter today, as the heart of the order comes up for Bellingham, 4, 5, and 6 hitters after the starter Cooper McBride handled the Bells 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the first. Churchill attacks the first pitch and pops it up to the infield. Armstrong at first base, calling it off. Oh, he dropped it off of his leather. Big mistake by the Merchants. That one just jumped out of the glove of Armstrong. It'll be an error. A routine play for the Merchants first baseman Armstrong, and can't make it to bring up Nate Johnson, who is Bellingham's first baseman today. Pickoff throw over to first base. Johnson yesterday 0 of 3 with a bases loaded walk. On the season, still batting above 300, of course, because the non-league games do not affect the season-long stats for these guys, since it's a exhibition, basically like a friendly matchup between these two teams. But though it won't show up in the stat sheets or on the record, still means something for these guys' development and also just for their confidence. Bell's looking for some of that after a rough road trip up in Canada. 1-0 to Johnson is a breaking ball, low for ball 2. Cooper McBride, the starting lefty for the Merchants, behind 2-0 against Johnson. Got him off the inside of his bat and just queued up for the second baseman, Garham, who will retire Johnson like that. Couple of shallow pop-ups to the infield. One dropped out of the first baseman Armstrong's glove for an error to Matt Churchill. That one right there. Snagged by the second baseman Garham, and Tyler Peschke up. Bell starting third baseman in this game. Seen him play some shortstop, some third base. Left side infield player headed to UCLA, where there will be some empty spots for the Bruins after, you can assume, Roman Martin and Rock Chalowski getting drafted out of the Bruins. So be some runway for the guys that want to take over the infield at UCLA, and Peschke wants to definitely be competing for one of those spots. After swinging through strike one, Peschke down 0-1 against the lefty. McBride staring right at Churchill at first and throws home now. This one up the middle, back into the glove of McBride, and he's got Churchill off of first base. So the leadoff error wiped away on a double play from the pitcher. And 2 scoreless innings send us into the third here in Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Third inning, and Bellingham has a new pitcher on the mound. Gavin Hashey is done after 2 innings as this opener for the non-league game, and now David Weiser will pitch for the third. Hashey faces 7 batters, gives up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 strikeout for him. Now David Weiser will pitch. Weiser coming off of a freshman year at Stanford after facing just 3 batters in 1 appearance this year. Here in Bellingham so far on the summer, 5 appearances for Weiser. One of those was a start. Through 12 innings, he's got a .525 ERA for Bellingham, allowing 10 hits and 11 walks for 9 runs, 7 of those earned. The right-hander has struck out 15 in his 12 frames. He'll take over in a scoreless ball game in the 3rd inning. After the open from Gavin Hashey, he'll face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters of the Everett Merchants. The catcher, Max Radaba, going to lead things off for the Merchants, who were threatening in the 2nd inning after a leadoff single from Armstrong, a steal and a pass ball. Got the Merchants a base runner on 3rd base, but they could not cash it in. And as a result, we still stand even at 0. So far, McBride, the starter for the Merchants, has kept Bellingham scoreless through the first 2 frames, and he's faced the minimum as well through those innings. So right now the Merchants trying to give him some run support and maybe an early lead here in the non-league contest. Radaba hit 200 this year with Everett Community College in 31 games. Face the new arm for Bellingham, David Weiser, the right-hander's first pitch of the 3rd inning. Is ball 1 to the starting catcher for the Merchants. Radaba came out of Archbishop Murphy High School here in Washington. He's been at Everett Community College for 3 seasons, one of those a redshirt year. Strike 1 in from David Weiser, himself coming from Bradshaw Christian High School in California. One and one left away by the catcher Radaba. Just the 1 single surrendered by Hashey through the first 2 frames, the only base runner for the Merchants. 2 and 1 now from Weiser. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Merchants' leadoff man here in this 3rd inning. Wednesday evening in Bellingham so far, scoreless through 2 innings. Non-league contest between 2 teams based in the Pacific Northwest as collegiate summer teams, but opposite leagues. On the ground, right side, past the diving Nate Johnson. It's Aspen Alexander cleaning it up at second base, and a heck of a play, sliding into the right field grass, popping up and throwing to the covering pitcher David Weiser to retire Radaba as Alexander steals away the hit. And that'll be the first out in the 3rd. Bottom of the order hitter coming up for the Everett Merchants, Matthew McGovern, sophomore out of South Mountain Community College. Weiser gets his first out in relief to start off this top of the 3rd. McGovern this year, 29 games played with South Mountain Community College, but only 29 at-bats. Was mainly used as a man off the bench pitch running. In the at-bats he did see, he hit just 138. But he scored 12 runs and had 6 steals on the base paths in the total of 29 games played. Part of a South Mountain Community College team that was very successful this year, 52-18. They went 31-9 in their conference. Lost in the National Junior College Athletic Association Division II Baseball World Series in the national championship game to the Pearl River Community College program that won the title. McGovern down 0-2. McGovern was a teammate this past season with former Bellingham Belle Bobby Pierce Jr. at South Mountain. No balls in, 2 strikes on him with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. David Weiser, the right-hander, home. Swing and a miss, and he's down via strikeout. It's Weiser's first in relief and the 2nd out in the 3rd inning. Lineup turning back over for the Merchants here in the 3rd inning for Dawson Sagawa. Grounded out to the pitcher Gavin Hashey in his first at-bat. Two-out pitch home from David Weiser for ball 1. Sugawara came to Everett Community College from Hawaii, Mauna Loa High School. Spent the last 2 seasons with the Trojans. Chopper to the right side, Aspen Alexander. Much more of a routine play for him, but 2 putouts in the third to make it a scoreless inning. Into the bottom of the third, it's still scoreless in Bellingham.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom of the third inning at Joe Martin Field. It's scoreless so far at the ballpark between the Everett Merchants and your Bellingham Bells. Zen Hill here live on a Wednesday evening in the West Coast League as the WCL Bells take on the Pacific International League Merchants, and Dominic Keybon does the leading off for Bellingham here in the bottom of the third. Keybon back with Bellingham after last season playing with the team, being a key cog in the postseason run down the stretch. He hit .500 in the 5 playoff games for Bellingham, including the walk-off hit here at home against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Skies this to left field for Riancic, and he has it for the first out in the third. So Keybon sat down to start the frame. Rashad Hayes, the starting shortstop, will bat second here for Bellingham. Pitchers duel so far between Cooper McBride and 2 arms David Weiser and Gavin Hashey for Bellingham. McBride still yet to allow a hit to Bellingham. Rashad Hayes will have the righty on lefty matchup in his favor at the plate as he steps in. Hayes just 2 hits and 14 at-bats this year with Stanford. Attacks the first pitch for his first at-bat of the game and fouls it away. Of his 2 hits, 1 a double with Stanford this year. Scored 6 runs. Played in a total of 17 games. Coming off the bench for the Cardinal, but trying to get some more at-bats and reps on defense here in Bellingham for the summer. After a quick break for the ball to be cleared from the field, now Cooper McBride, the lefty, set to throw home, and he does just that. Hayes takes the pitch low for ball 1. Cooper McBride just 2 2/3 innings pitched with the University of Washington this year. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits and a walk with the Huskies. Did have 4 strikeouts in his 2 relief appearances. A start for the Merchants today, and behind 2-1 on Rashad Hayes, the 8-spot hitter for Bellingham. McBride was in his first year at the University of Washington after 2 seasons with Everett Community College, where he stacked up a 1.30 ERA in his sophomore campaign, making 14 appearances for the Trojans. 2-1 swing and miss at the 88-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 2. Rashad Hayes maybe needing some extra sticky stuff on the bat. Hayden Hollingsworth in the on-deck circle will provide him with just that. Also serves as a reset after the swing and miss from Hayes for the 2-2 count. Now Hayes back in the right-handed batter's box to resume the 2-2 count with one out in the bottom of the third. Cooper McBride looking in at the sign from the catcher, Rodabaugh. Here's a 2-2. Awkward swing upstairs, gets him down on a sword strikeout. McBride has his first strikeout just like that. Aiden Hollingsworth now will bat. Merchants do have the advantage when it comes to the battery, having Max Rodabaugh and Cooper McBride working together. These guys were teammates at Everett Community College in 2025 and 2024. Hayden Hollingsworth getting his first at-bat of the summer for Bellingham. He's the bullpen catcher, but gets the start in this non-league game. Jake Lyle, Dylan Moss getting the day off, the usual catchers for Bellingham. Hollingsworth, a junior from the University of Pikeville, hit .222 this collegiate season. Made 11 starts, came off the bench twice. Was productive on his 6 hits, had 6 RBI. After a first pitch strike into him, the righty batter out of Squalicum High School with 2 outs in the third. Takes a pitch low for ball 1. Hollingsworth was the Bell's bullpen catcher in 2025. The only league game he played in was against the Marion Berries. 0-3 in 2025, with 1 walk in that game against the Berries. Ball and a strike. Popped up to the infield. It's the third baseman, Skinner, right by the catcher and pitcher, and he'll call off the pitcher for Skinner's play to make the third out. And so far, the minimum face for McBride the first time through, and we go to the fourth. Zeros on the board here at the Joe.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everett Strong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everett Strong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everett Strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
In the fourth inning, Bellingham has a new pitcher on the mound. Looks like it's going to be a big bullpen day for the pitching staff, as taking over for David Weiser on the bump is going to be Adam J. Weiser pitching a scoreless third, and right now a scoreless game between the Merchants and Bells. Adam J., a freshman out of Lower Columbia College, to take over. He'll be a lefty look for these Merchants after 2 right-handers to start. Weiser finishes his 1 inning of relief, facing the minimum. 3 batters retired, one of them via a strikeout. And Adam J. will take over on the hill to try and keep the game at zeros. Right now, offense has been slow to come by for both sides. Bellingham without a hit, and the Merchants with just 1 through the first 3 innings, and there hasn't been any free passes or walks or hit by pitches allowed from either pitching staff. Adam J. will try and continue that trend, making his 5th appearance of the summer for Bellingham. Jay on the season through 4 2/3 innings has a .386 ERA, has allowed those 6 walks and 5 hits for a .236 whip, so that's much higher than he'd like it to be. Jay on the season, though, just the 2 earned runs allowed against him, so he's kept things in check over his 4 relief appearances for Bellingham. The last time that Adam J. threw for the Bells was June 30th at the Edmonton Riverhawks in Game 1. He surrendered 1 run. Gave up both of his earned runs on the summer during the Canada road trip in an inning and 2/3. Gave up 3 hits against Victoria back on the 27th for 1 run. He will face the second baseman, Gavin Gurman. Flew out to left field in his first at-bat. Lefty on righty matchup to start the 4th. The new arm throwing his first pitch, and it's a strike 1 delivered in against Gavin Gurman for Adam J. Funny thing today at the park, all the pitchers took batting practice for the Bellingham Bells, and Adam J., one of, I believe, I think he might have been the only pitcher to actually hit a home run in batting practice. Sailed that out of here, and now he's getting called upon, throwing an inning here in the fourth. They were pretty fired up, too, when he got it out of the park. It was a fun little thing. Done it a couple times. We've seen some pitchers take some BP. I think Jordan Chancellor hit a home run during one of those sessions. Today, though, Adam J. was the man. Now he's trying to do what he usually does, and that's pitch. And he's trying to do it well as he forces a foul ball against Gurman for a 2-2 count. This year with Lower Columbia College, Adam J., a 3.50 ERA in 18 innings, had 19 punch-outs in his 12 appearances. Two balls and two strikes on the starting second baseman for the Merchants. Here's a 2-2. Just missed away. His changeup is ball 3. So a payoff pitch as Jay's trying to avoid the first walk of the game. 3-2, fouled off the inside of Gurman's bat. Nearly missed the barrel, but Jay will have to find a different strikeout pitch. "19 strikeouts for Jay with Lower Columbia College this freshman year for him. Looking in for the sign from Hayden Hollingsworth. The catcher in the battery here now with Jay in the fourth, a 3-2. Another foul ball up and in. Leadoff man doing his job, making it difficult here against the new arm in the top of the fourth inning. Third arm to throw already for Bellingham in the game. It's going to be a bullpen day here in the non-league matchup. Here's a 3-2. That missed inside, and a great at-bat from the leadoff Gurman man as he gets a leadoff walk here in the fourth. Jake Lockwood, the DH, struck out looking. The only punch-out for Gavin Hashey in his start. 2 so far for the Merchants at the plate. 12 RBI this year for Paradise Valley Community College for Gavin Gurman. He hit 1 home run in 49 games and had 3 doubles. First pitch into him is ball 1. One 1-0 miss upstairs and a 2-0 count. Lockwood beginning his career collegiately at Everett Community College in 2024. Played 20 games, hit below the Mendoza line, 192. Second year hit 238 in 30 games, and spent this last season in NCAA Division II at Central Washington. 2-0, swing and foul tip. Strike 1. Jays 2-1, sprayed foul for strike 2. Everett Merchants, a summer collegiate baseball team that has produced talent that has made it to the major leagues. Their notable big leaguers are Lyle Overbay, Ryan Walker, and Riley O'Brien, a couple of relief pitchers. Plenty of others drafted as well, but just those few names to make the big leagues and have a decent impact. I think Riley O'Brien was just named an all-star. He's an all-star replacement for an injured pitcher, I believe, in the National League. Cardinals reliever. 2-2 bounces in the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch to move up Gurman to second base. Full count now on Lockwood. Bellingham Bells, of course, some alumni of their own, as Adam J steps off the mound here with things resetting behind the plate. Bell's current alumni in the major leagues are Kyle Stowers and Matt McLean. No current All-Stars. Bellingham Bell's alumni, so I guess the Merchants have that on us. Although last year Kyle Stowers did get the nod. 3-2 high and back-to-back walks from Adam J. Not the start for the reliever here against the Merchants in what has been a scoreless start to the first 3 innings. This now a really good chance for Everett to take the lead in the top of the 4th as runners are in first and second with no outs. This is an old school spot where you'd see a lot of bunts. We'll see if that's a decision here for the Merchants as well. They've got their cleanup man up, though, so I wonder if you just let Armstrong hit here. 10 home runs this year with Baker University. He can hurt you. 36 RBI this collegiate season. Yeah, he's going to swing all the way and take strike 1. We're not here to bunt. We're here to score. That's what I imagine the Merchants' dugout sounds like. Strike 1 to Lockwood has Jay in the right direction to try and inch towards his first out. Scoreboard reading wrong on your screen. It is runners on first and second, not on the corners. This grounded to the shortstop, Hayes. He goes to second base where Alexander turns the double play. A 6-4-3 double play for Bellingham to retire Armstrong, and maybe they should have bunted. Instead, it's now 2 outs, and Gurman will be at third base, but just 1 out from another scoreless inning for Bell's pitcher. Miller coming up. Kai Miller flew out to center field, trying to deliver a big swing with 2 outs for the Merchants to get on the scoreboard. They've got another runner at third. Second time they've done that in the game. Back in the second, got a runner at third with 2 outs. Couldn't get him home. Unsworth did a good job jumping up to snap that one that could have maybe been wild from Adam J. And it's first pitch miss against Miller, who had 23 RBI for Everett this season. 5 home runs for the shortstop. Doesn't need that here. Just needs to get it for a base hit. Only one of those for the Merchants. That came back in the second from Armstrong, who just hit into the 6-4-3 double play. Started off by Rashad Hayes, the shortstop for Bellingham. Now a runner at third and a 2-0 count. 2 outs in the 4th. That one bounced but blocked by Hollingsworth. And now 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Adam J, the lefty home. That is strike. So in the strike column against Miller, Riancic is on deck for the Merchants. 3-1. That wide for a 5-pitch walk. It's the 3rd walk issued by Jay in the inning. 6 walks through 4 2/3 innings for Adam J as a Bellingham Bell so far this summer. He's got 3 already in the inning. He's thinking that he's lucky that these stats don't show up on those season-long stats. So instead of at the end of the year looking back, he'll have 3 less walks than he actually felt like he issued. Runners on the corners in the top of the 4th. 2 outs, swing and miss from Riancic, the left fielder. Grounded out to third in his first at-bat. 8 RBI with MSU Denver this year. 2 outs trying to drive in the game's first run. Scoreless in the top of the 4th between the Merchants and Bells. 0-1, swing and miss. He was late. Riancic not a stranger to the West Coast League. The last summer he actually had appearances in the WCL. 1 game played with Bend in 2025. Played in 30 games with Walla Walla in 2024. Runner going, no throw from the catcher. Good decision there with runners on the corners. That's usually just treated as a free base. As it'll be a steal for a man on second base. Ball and 2 strikes. Adam J trying to escape the inning. Oh, foul ball, nearly got a swing and miss, but it'll stay 1-2. on that slight contact from the left fielder. Riancic, when he played his 30 games with Walla Walla in the WCL back in 2024, just a 198 batting average for him. Not had the collegiate baseball season that you dream of. Scottsdale hit just 113, had Everett hit 195. This year only played in 13 games with MSU Denver, but it hit 293. This one lined into center field, and he delivers the hit that the Merchants needed to get their first run across. The throw home late, and that'll be a 2 RBI single from Riancic up the middle. And he comes through with the swing that the Merchants wanted to take an early lead, 2-0 over your Bellingham Bells. And the walks do go on to Burn Jay. 3 walks in the inning. Would have been lucky to escape without allowing any runs, and now it's 2-0 Everett. Blake Skinner will now bat. The third baseman grounded out to the pitcher. Runner going on the first pitch. The throw from Hollingsworth is not in time on a tag applied from Aspen Alexander. Merchants running wild so far. That is their third steal of the game. Now runner in scoring position. Force out only at first base from that steal. Jay Missian for a second time to Blake Skinner. 47 RBI with Skinner. He was the NWAC Freshman of the Year this past season with Everett. In 54 games, hitting .313. Had 16 doubles and 4 homers. Fly ball to center field from him. Dominic Keebon with a lazy trot in to get to the lazy fly ball. But the Merchants score the first 2 runs of the game, and it's 2-0. They lead it over Bellingham, headed into the bottom of the 4th.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with Local Industrial Credit Union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Bellingham, 2-0. The lead for the Everett Merchants on the road, taking a 2-0 lead. We'll see if Bellingham can respond to their non-league opponents' early lead the same way they did yesterday after the Northwest Star Nighthawks went up 1-0. The Bells scored the next 5 runs to win it last night, 5-1. Merchants get 2 in the top of the 4th, and now Cooper McBride with the 2-0 lead set for the second time through the order. He faced the minimum in all 3 innings, and so far has dominated the Bells. Jaden Jackson at the plate, taking ball 1 away. Jackson, a 6-3 grounder in his first at-bat. Two straight misses to him. Jackson, a guy that we could very well see getting his name called when it comes to the MLB draft, which is just on the horizon here in July. Represented Team USA on the 18U squad that won a gold medal at the WBSC U18 Baseball World Cup. Jackson has performed on the national stage. He's supposed to be headed to UCLA, though, so probably take a lot of good cash to keep him away from the Bruins program. If the team believes in his talent, why not? Foul ball is strike 2 down the first base line, so a 2-2 count. McBride set for a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Jackson. Just lined up the middle for a base knock, and Bellingham has their first hit. Fans very excited for that single. One fan in particular especially. Love it. There's a single for Jackson, and the no-hit bid for McBride. Wiped away in the 4th inning. Tying run will come to the plate in the form of Aspen Alexander. Alexander definitely can do the damage that the Bells need on the season. 23 runs batted in, and during the Canada road trip, pair of homers for him. He's now got 3 on the year. Also a West Coast League All-Star. Jackson's speed getting things started. McBride trying to throw over to keep him honest at first base. Jackson just 2 steals on the summer. Fouled away by Alexander for a strike. Alexander has been showcasing that talent here in Bellingham that made him the Everett Herald's 2025 Hitter of the Year. That talent that made him a first-team All-State selection here in Washington out of Lake Stevens High School. Didn't play this past year with Grand Canyon University. Weak pop-up to right center field. Center fielder McGovern cuts off Sugawa out and right to make the catch. Maybe a near collision out there, and either way it's made as a play. So that'll be the first out in the bottom of the 4th. Noah Cassie, obviously we know his power, leading the Bells right now in home runs with 6 of them. He had that 3-home run game back during the homestand against the Port Angeles Lefties. 1 home run this year for Texas A&M Corpus Christi. 1 last year in the WCL. He's headed to the All-Star game and maybe a guy that could be participating in the home run derby. That would be fun. Harbor Cats are going to host a home run derby. We didn't have a home run derby here at Joe Martin Field the last 2 seasons. The All-Star game was hosted here, and that's for good reason. It's hard to hit homers at this park. So it wouldn't be a very entertaining home run derby to have the winner only hit, 2 or 3. So that's why they opted to not do that. But Harbor Cats are going to do it this year. It was kind of interesting. You saw, if you're on Instagram or around the West Coast League, there was a Park Factors stat released by one of the various stat-keeping organizations here in the league, and the one rated the hardest to hit in, you'll never guess it, Joe Martin Field. Oh, and 2 pop back up from Cassie. Oh, and 2 on the Bells' right fielder, Noah Cassie. He was selected to the All-Star game as an outfielder, and that's where he starts today. Takes down the outside, called for strike 3, and he goes down looking. Second strikeout for Cooper McBride. 2 outs in the 4th. Matt Churchill now will come to the bat for the second time. Reached on an error his last time. Stadium rated with the best park factor, or at least the highest, which would be the easiest to hit in the WCL, was the Bend Elks, a 113 or 111.3. It's because the Elks sit at an elevation of 3,600. Wenatchee Apple Sox were actually rated the second with a 108.5, just an elevation around 700 for Wenatchee. Yakima Valley at an elevation of 1,000 was a 106.1. Those were the 3 easiest parks to hit in. the hardest to score and homer across in Bellingham Bells, 86.1 park factor. And it's not even close, too. The second lowest was Corvallis with a 95.4, and then Port Angeles 95.7. So that's nearly 10 points of a difference in park factor here in the WCL. And it's true. I mean, we know it's a very, very pitcher-friendly ballpark, but it's cool to see the numbers actually back that up because we're always saying that. But, yeah, hardest to hit in the WCL, hardest to score. Churchill swinging through strike two. The Merchants have found a way to score. Two in the top of the fourth to lead it 2-0. Cooper McBride trying to get a shutdown inning. Jaden Jackson had a leadoff single, but now 2 straight outs have the Bells in danger of just leaving him on base. Runner going on the 1-2, misses high. The throw down to second base is late as Jackson slides in for a steal. He moves up in a scoring position for Churchill, looking to score him. Matt Churchill drove in 45 runs with Puget Sound this year in the NCAA Division III. Representing the Loggers collegiately for the last 2 seasons. It's a beautiful campus down in Tacoma. Here's a 2-2. Foul ball to keep Churchill alive. Had to stick the bat out there, and he'll see another pitch. Designated hitter batting with Nate Johnson in the on-deck circle. Shallot get to him with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. A 2-2 count on Churchill. Two from McBride. Churchill off the inside of his bat just flares it into left center field. It drops in for a hit. Jackson is going to easily trot home to score. That in no man's land in left center field, converging between the shortstop, left fielder, and center fielder. And it gets Churchill on RBI knock in the fourth to cut into that Merchants lead. Now 2-1. Bells trail by 1. Now Nate Johnson will bat, representing the go-ahead run for Bellingham. Lefty-on-lefty matchup for the Bells' first baseman. Popped up to the infield at the second baseman in his last time. Now with Churchill off of first, 2 outs and McBride's pitch. First pitch swinging, skies to center field. That'll be McGovern, the center fielder, able to make the play for the third out. Bellingham gets back 1. Runs coming across. It's a 2-1 lead for the Merchants and heading into the fifth.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. New inning means a new pitcher for Bellingham. At least that's what it's meant for the majority of this game, and that reigns true heading into the fifth inning with Kenneth Johnson taking over for Adam J. And this move comes after Adam J. surrenders the game's first 2 runs, walking 3 batters in the fourth inning, giving up 1 hit for the 2 runs scored. Jay did not have a strikeout, had a double play and a flyout forced in his 1 inning of relief. Luckily, the Bells got one run back in the bottom of the fourth, so it's just a 2-1 lead for the Everett Merchants. For Kenneth Johnson, taking over in the fifth. If there's a guy that potentially Bellingham's thinking about stretching out, Johnson maybe could be that guy. We've only seen 2 innings from Gavin Hashey and then a pair of 1-inning outings from David Weiser and now Adam Jay. When it comes to Kenneth Johnson on the season with Bellingham, 8 appearances for him and 15 innings pitched. So, about an average of 2 innings thrown for him. Maybe that the case here in this game. We'll have to see how he fares in the fifth against the Merchants. Right now facing Max Radabaugh, the 8-spot hitter for the visiting non-league opponents, who lead it 2-1. 1-1 from the right-hander. Johnson is a breaking pitch for strike 2. Johnson on the season, 15 innings pitched. He's allowed 17 hits and 9 walks for 15 runs, 13 of those earned. An ERA of 7.8. Nearly getting a strikeout there, as that just missed. Has 12 strikeouts in 15 innings. Tight miss from him to make it 2-2. Radabaugh fouls it away. Johnson will have to redo his 2-2. Johnson just pitched his junior season at Ottawa University. Two from him. That a miss and a full count to the leadoff man in the fifth inning. Johnson had a 1.90 ERA, 42 2/3 innings with Ottawa this year. Was used as a starter, though, for 9 starts and only 1 bullpen outing. As a Bellingham Bell, it's been all bullpen outings for him except for 1 start. So the basically reverse of what he experienced collegiately with Ottawa. After the foul ball from Radabaugh, still 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man. Back-to-back times now leadoff man for the Merchants, making it difficult. And that'll be a leadoff walk. The same way the 4th inning started for the Merchants. It'll start with a walk in the 5th. They'll try and add on to a 2-1 lead. Matthew McGovern now batting. Struck out swinging against David Weiser in the 3rd inning for his first at-bat. Johnson was named to the 2nd team all-conference squad for his performances with Ottawa this year. First year in the WCL for him. Back in the Pacific Northwest, coming from Shoreline High School, or excuse me, from North Kitsap High School, and 2 years at Shoreline Community College. Center fielder McGovern with a couple of defensive plays. In the last inning, a pair of flyouts out there. Flash and bunt for ball 2. Two balls and no strikes on the Merchant center fielder as Johnson comes set. Pickoff throwback to first base where Nate Johnson applies a tag on Max Radabaugh. We got 3 Johnsons on the team. Kenneth Johnson, Nate Johnson, Bryce Johnson on the bench today. Two-0. Foul tip for the first strike of the at-bat. 40 strikeouts for Johnson in those 42 2/3 innings pitched with Ottawa this year. Two and one the count on the bottom of the order hitter for the Merchants. Johnson's 2-1. Another bunt flash. This time a breaking pitch dropped in on McGovern for strike 2. Kenneth Johnson struggled in his 2 Shoreline Community College seasons. A 7.54 ERA as a freshman, a 6.29 as a sophomore. Foul ball from McGovern. It will remain even in the count with no outs and a runner at first. Three walks issued by Adam Jay 2 hits allowed between Gavin Hashey and Adam J as well. 2 strikeouts between Hashey and Weiser. This 2-2 is inside for another full count. Johnson, after a full count walk to start the 5th inning, in another 3-2, facing the second batter up, Matthew McGovern. A payoff pitch home. Flown to right center field. Cassie was playing in, now hustling back on a sprint, and he gets to the baseball out there in the shadows of right field. So he'll nab the first out in the inning on a tough play out in the outfield. Cassie able to sprint to it, though. With 1 out, the lineup goes back to the leadoff man, Sugawa, for his 3rd time. He's 0-2. One out and a man on first for the Merchants as the breaking pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. Everett Merchants had their crowning moment in their team's history in 1988 when they won the National Baseball Congress World Series title. Nearly won it again in 2017, made it all the way to the NBC World Series. Finished as the runners-up, though, in that one. Championship game just 4 seasons after rebranding as the Merchants. Team was founded as the H&L Twins in 1973. For rebranding as the Merchants in 1984. Of course, prior to the Pacific International League back then, the Pacific International League has only been around since 1992. Swing and a miss, and down goes the leadoff man via a strikeout. It's Johnson's first, 2nd out in the 5th. Now it'll be 2 outs with a man at first. Strike 1 into Gavin Gurman, who is 0-1 with a walk his last time up. Merchants are one of the founding teams of the Pacific International League. This one flown to shallow left field. Jackson couldn't get it running in. That'll be a base hit. 2 out single for Gurman, his first, and extends the 5th with a man at first and second base now for the Merchants. Swing and a miss at the first pitch from Lockwood at the plate. 0-1 with a walk and a strikeout. Foul ball for strike 2. Johnson started off this inning with a leadoff walk. That man now at second base after the 2-out single from Gurman. The single was the 3rd hit for the Merchants in this game. Kenneth Johnson shaking off the first couple options. Now comes set with his 0-2. Pitch home. Hit in play to the third baseman, but before it gets to the bag, it goes foul. Tyler Peschke was there to field it, touch his own base to finish the inning, but that one just spun foul before him. So it stays 0-2. No balls in, 2 strikes on Lockwood, looking for his first hit in the game after a walk his last time to the plate. 0-2. Swing and a miss, goes down on strikes for the second time tonight, and it's 2 punch-outs in the inning for Kenneth Johnson. Keep the game at a 2-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells as we go to the bottom of 5 here in Bellingham.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom of the 5th inning in Bellingham, 2-1 the lead for the visiting Everett Merchants. Still going to be Cooper McBride out there for the Merchants, holding on to the lead, and if he can finish the 5th, would be in line for a win if the Merchants stay in front. Tyler Peschke, Romanick Kebon, and Rashad Hayes will try and prevent that here in the bottom of the 5th after Bellingham scored their first run of the game in the bottom of the 4th. Now trailing by 1 against the Merchants. Peschke, line out back to the pitcher, ended up in a double play back in the 2nd. Matt Churchill caught off at first base on the line out. This one he chops in play to the left side. His third baseman counterpart Skinner with a throw across the diamond will finish him off in the start of the 5th inning. Romanick Kebon now steps up. This inter-league matchup between the Pacific International League's Everett Merchants and the West Coast League's Bellingham Bells, serving as a non-league opportunity for these two teams to continue to grow their players. The Pacific International League team plays a ton of interleague play throughout the West Coast League, the California Collegiate Coast League, the Alaska Baseball League as well. The PIL schedule just 24 games long. That's because the non-league schedule is so long. Ball and no strikes on Romanick Kebon. The center fielder flew out to left. Shallow pop fly for him his last time. Takes a strike for a 1-1 start to his at-bat. Kebon, pop fly off the left side and out of play. Spoils away the 86-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 2. Bells yesterday a non-league win over the Northwest Star Nighthawks, 5-1. Today trailing the Everett Merchants 2-1. Tomorrow they'll play Bombat Northwest starting at 6:35 here at Joe Martin Field. Tickets available at bellstickets.com or catch us here on the Bells YouTube channel at Bellingham Bells on YouTube. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Romanick Kebon after that miss away from the starter Cooper McBride, who has been quality for the Merchants. Left-hander just 2 hits allowed and the 1 run in the 4th. Yet to walk a batter. 2-2 on Kebon. Grounded to the second baseman, Guerin. And he makes the play. Gurman retires Kebon on a 4-3 putout. Two up, 2 down to start the 5th inning for Bellingham, and Rashad Hayes will try and extend the frame After striking out swinging in the third, he's one of just the 2 strikeouts that McBride has in the start. Cooper McBride sitting at 47 pitches, so definitely could go a bit farther for the Merchants in this game. Swing and miss from Rashad Hayes on the first pitch to him, strike 1. McBride has done well with the Merchants today, initially out of Arlington High School here in Washington. 2 seasons at Everett Community College, the last season with the Huskies at UW. Head 0-2 against Rashad Hayes. McBride through 21 in the third innings with Everett his freshman year in 2024. Gave up 20 runs in that time, but it was such a good improvement his sophomore season to that 1.30 ERA in 27 2/3 that he got the jump up to Division I baseball with the Huskies. Rashad Hayes spoils an 0-2 to stay alive. If McBride does stay at UW for the next year, he'll team with Dominic Keybon of the Bellingham Bells, who is set to go to the University of Washington. Hayes trying to avoid back-to-back strikeouts at the plate, down 0-2 with 2 outs. Here's McBride's pitch to him. This one in play, a one hopper to the shortstop Miller. Stabs it at the shortstop position and is throwing a line to Armstrong to finish a 1-2-3 frame. All 3 ground outs for the Bells in the 5th. They trail it 2-1 heading into the 6th here in Bellingham.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everett Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everett Strong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everett Strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Bellingham Bells had a couple of All-Stars announced earlier this week to the West Coast League's 2026 All-Star Game to take place out in Victoria in British Columbia. And our selections are Aspen Alexander, who we're seeing in the lineup today, Charlie Decker, who pitches on Fridays, so we'll see him against the Port Angeles Lefties in the 4:35 start game later this week. Jaden Jackson, starter today, getting the start in the outfield as well for the North team in the All-Star game. Noah Cassie also representing the Bells. Jake Lyle, haven't seen him the last 2 games here at home, but the catcher getting some rest. And now back here in Bellingham, it's a 2-1 lead for the Everett Merchants over the Bellingham Bells, and Kenneth Johnson going to stay on the hill for Bellingham. And Johnson pitched the 5th inning, gave up 2 base runners on a walk and a single. Had 2 strikeouts in his scoreless 5th inning, though. Now back up onto the hill facing the heart of the order is Armstrong. Grounds the first pitch to Rashad Hayes, the shortstop, with a low throw to Nate Johnson for the first out. On 1 pitch, Johnson has his first out in the inning. Kai Miller will come up. The shortstop is 0 of 1 with a walk and a fly ball out. Merchants trying to add on to a 2-1 lead to hope to upset the Bellingham Bells. You say upset because when it comes to the Pacific International League and the West Coast League, at this point in those 2 leagues, the WCL is regarded as a spot for a bit higher of talent on average. A lot of Pacific International League teams actually left that league to go join the WCL. As part of the founding teams, you had the Wenatchee Apple Sox, the Bend Elks, the Bellingham Bells, the Kelowna Falcons, and at the time the Kitsap Blue Jackets all leaving the PIL to go start the West Coast League, and it's grown into the best West Coast League in the Northwest. It's the best summer collegiate spot for these guys, but the PIL, of course, also a great spot for development as a summer collegiate baseball team. And the Everett Merchants, right now, doing their best to try and take down the Bells. 2-1 their lead. Kenneth Johnson gets strike 3 on Kai Miller, so he's now got 3 strikeouts. That time a looking strikeout to get 2 straight outs to start the 6th. And a great stop and a great start to the inning for Johnson. That one just painted on the outside. Ryancic is 1 of 2. He had the 2 RBI single in the 4th inning for the Merchants. Now takes the first pitch for strike 1. Johnson has come out for the 6th inning and throwing strikes. Thought about offering. They appeal down the first base line, but they say he doesn't go. So the left fielder gets the benefit for ball 1. Johnson's 1-2. It's a breaking pitch, swung on and foul tip back into the glove of Hollingsworth for strike 2. Johnson looking for the first 1-2-3 inning since the 3rd for Bellingham on the mound. He misses high on his 1-2 pitch. Draw it even with 2 outs in the 6th. Johnson quickly ready to go again. Here's his 2-2. Breaking pitch flown out to left field. Jaden Jackson hustling towards the corner. Hat falls off. He makes the grab in the corner just off the left side of your screen. He hustled it down. Oh my gosh, he got on his horse to get that one. I thought that was for sure dropping over his head. But he steals away the hit in the left field corner, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-1 the lead for the Everett Merchants.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Bottom of the 6th inning in Bellingham, Washington. I'm Zen Hill. Welcome back to Joe Martin Field. 2-1 the lead for the Everett Merchants here on the Bells Radio Network. Right now the Merchants sticking with their starter, Cooper McBride, to face Hayden Hollingsworth for the 2nd time. He popped up to the 3rd baseman in his first at-bat, and we'll get things started here in the bottom of the 6th. Bellingham trailing by 1 against their non-league opponents. First pitch is wide to Hollingsworth. After graduating from Squalicum High School here in Washington, redshirted his first year at Corbin University, then went to Skagit Valley Community College. He's now spent the last year at the University of Pikeville, last 2 summers in Bellingham. Grounds it to the 3rd baseman, Skinner. Backhanded play for the 3rd baseman. A stretch at first base from Armstrong to make the catch. And the Bells sat down once again. 5 straight outs retired from Cooper McBride, the pitcher for the Merchants, across the 4th, 5th, and now 6th innings. And Jaden Jackson, top of the order hitter, comes up. He's one of those 5 All-Stars we mentioned for Bellingham, headed to Victoria next week. The All-Star game set for July 15th, I believe. It's a week away from today. Jackson 1 of 2 in the game. And here against McBride for the 3rd time, taking ball 1. 1-0 in the dirt, turns 2-0 against Jackson. Harbor Cats will have their home run derby on the 14th of next week. That's Tuesday, 6:35. And then, of course, the All-Star game set for 6:35 on July 15th on Wednesday. It's going to be broadcasted live on MLB.com, MLB TV, and the MLB app. Victoria's Warren Dean going to be calling the game from Wilson's Group Stadium. That foul ball from Jackson, now 2-1. Lefty on lefty matchup for McBride with one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Holding on to a 2-1 lead. Jackson a ground ball to the right side through the gap between first and second base and into right field, and he's got his second hit of the ball game. Now the tying run at first base for Bellingham. Jackson already a steal as well. As the dangerous hitters set to come up for Bellingham. Aspen Alexander due up next. Merchants do have some movement in the bullpen as far as just players now being in there. Before they didn't have anyone sitting down there in the left field bullpen, but they're there. McBride sitting at 57 pitches, facing Aspen Alexander, who's got a pair of flyouts after 2 doubles yesterday and 2 RBI, looking for a big swing to try and flip the scoreboard the same way he did yesterday against the Northwest Star Nighthawks. Came to the plate in a 1-0 deficit for Bellingham. Delivered a 2 RBI knock as he doubled for his second double in last night's game. Today he's got a chance to try and tie or take the lead with one swing. Jackson going on the movement. It's a throw over to first. He's trying to beat the throw to second, and he does. Despite the pickoff move, Jackson's speed is able to swipe away second base. Armstrong's throw to Miller was late. Now the runner into scoring position. Force play and double play taken out on defense for the Merchants after that steal of second. One 0 home to Alexander, swing and a miss for strike one. Tying run into scoring position for the Bells' second baseman. Looking for his first hit. Bells now have 3 hits after the single from Jackson. Jackson's got 2 of the knocks. Scored the game's first run on Churchill's RBI single in the 4th inning. Ball and 2 strikes after that foul ball from Alexander. And Cooper McBride about to throw pitch number 61. With one out, he does come home. Alexander popped up right side. Armstrong at first base. We'll watch it drift out of play. The count staying a ball and 2 strikes on Aspen Alexander with one out in the bottom of the 6th. McBride looks back at second where Jackson has the lead off of. Alexander popped up again. That ball slicing off to the right. Once again out of play over the Bells dugout on the first base side. So it is still 1-2 for Aspen Alexander. McBride trying to go through 6 innings of work in this start. 2-1 his lead. 3 hits allowed, but no walks issued from the starting left-hander. Had retired the last 5 Bells in order before surrendering the one-out single to Jackson. And now the steal of second base by Jackson has him as the tying run in scoring position. Aspen Alexander, a pair of foul balls, still a ball and 2 strikes. McBride home with the one-out pitch. Alexander on a line out to right field. Drops with 1 hop. Jackson will be held at third as the throw comes in. Jackson was rounding third hop, but got the stop sign from Coach Regier there at third base. Runners on the corners. Now a mound visit here for the Merchants as back-to-back one-out singles have come for the Bellingham Bells. Looks like Everett is going to go into their bullpen. We'll step away while they make the change. Bellingham has the tying run at third. The go-ahead run at first here in the sixth. All right, so the Everett Merchants just pump faked everyone. They had a mound visit. They had a guy coming out of the bullpen walking towards the field, and then after the visit, they said, no, we're going to leave him in the game. So Cooper McBride is still on the hill. Runners on the corners for Bellingham. One out in the bottom of the sixth. 2-1 lead for the Merchants. First pitch grounder from Cassie gets by the third baseman Skinner and into left. In is the tying run Jackson as Cassie's at first. With one out, Cassie delivers the ball in play. They'll put it in as an error on the third baseman. Jackson now, both of the runs scored from him after getting on base with his singles. And now the ball will be taken from the Merchants left-hander. So we will step away once again here at Joe Martin Field as they make the change.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Here in the bottom of the sixth inning, the Everett Merchants have gone into their bullpen for the first time. Ryder Vane taking over. The right-hander now will face Matt Churchill with runners at first and second. The Bells have a run across in the inning to tie it at 2 apiece. Cooper McBride finishing 5 1/3 innings, surrendering now 3 hits as 2 inherited base runners will be on for Ryder Vane. Churchill at the plate, an error and an RBI single for him in his 2 plate appearances. Been on base both times. 1 of 2 overall, though, for him. Bellingham has pulled ahead, or is trying to pull ahead after tying this game. Churchill grounds this to Skinner. This one he stabs at third. The throw across the diamond from second base to first is in time, and Skinner makes up for his run-costing error on a 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, we're out of the 6th. To the 7th we go. It's even 2-2 between the Merchants and Bells.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everett Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay ever strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Seventh inning at the ballpark. Now a brand new ball game. It's tied 2 runs apiece between the Everett Merchants and your Bellingham Bells. A run across in the 6th for Bellingham to tie it up. And now it's going to be a new pitcher taking over for the Bells. And looks like it's going to be a debuting pitcher at that as well. Because coming in to relieve Kenneth Johnson after his 2 innings is going to be the USC right-hander, Rowan Casanagadu. Casanagadu out of USC just finished his freshman year and saw 5 2/3 innings. He only allowed 1 hit and 3 walks in that time and had 10 strikeouts. It was a pretty solid freshman outing for him in his brief appearances, but now comes to Bellingham looking for a bit more of work and just joined the team. Excited to see the USC Trojan go to work for the first time in a Bells uniform, taking over in a tie ball game in the 7th. So the stakes high for him. It'll be the bottom of the order that he faces here in the 7th, with the Merchants seeing their 2-0 lead diminish into a tie. Kenneth Johnson finishes 2 innings of scoreless relief. Johnson allowed a hit and a walk back in the 5th inning, but went 1-2-3 with the 6th, featuring 1 of his 3 strikeouts that he had. Now Casanagadu takes over. Skinner to lead things off. He had the run-costing error in the 6th that resulted in an unearned run against Cooper McBride, but turned a double play to finish that 6th, so a bit of positive and negative for him. Now he'll try and maybe get that run back with a swing, and took a big hack at it against Casanagadu's first throw. Skinner is 0 of 2 so far in the game. He's down 0-1 to start the at-bat against the Bells' new arm. That in the dirt from the USC right-hander, making his debut and missing with ball 1 low. Casanagadu out of Valley Christian High School in California before attending University of Southern California. Pitched 52 innings with a .85 ERA as a senior in high school. Strike 2 and a foul ball from Skinner. In his high school career, a total of 114 innings with 13 wins and a 1.30 ERA for his prep career. Exited Valley Christian High School as the number 24 right-handed pitcher in California, number 74 overall in the state. Bounces pitch in the dirt. That's been where his 2 misses have been so far. Early before the plate, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 on the leadoff man in the 7th, Blake Skinner. Casanagadu's pitch popped up to the infield. Rashad Hayes, the shortstop, should have it. Standing and making the play for the first out. Max Rodabaugh now up. He's 0 of 1 with a walk. Casanagadu is our first USC player on the team this summer. Trojans this year 48-18 with a 20-10 record in the Big Ten. They lost to UNC Chapel Hill in the Super Regional NCAA playoffs. Last year, the highlight from the Trojans coming up to Bellingham was Andrew Lamb, the catcher/outfielder. Key part of the championship team. Bellingham Bells taking the West Coast League championship last year over the Portland Pickles. Bells' first championship since 2014. Here's a 1-1. On away to Rodabaugh, the catcher. Casanagadu is the Fifth arm to throw for Bellingham here in the 7th. 2-1. Fastball in there at strike 2. 89-mile-an-hour pitch from Casanagadu. Set for a 2-2. Radaba swings and misses, but that one bounced back, and catcher couldn't find it. So it'll be a strikeout, but a drop third strike. Looks like the Merchants are going to go to their bench here for a pinch hitter. Caden Christofferson going to hit for McGovern, who is 0-2 in center field. Taking over is Christofferson, the freshman out of Everett Community College. So a drop third strikeout means 1 out and a man at first for the Merchants. This one's sent out into left field. That headed for the corner on one swing for the man off the bench. Christofferson has a hit. He's getting the wave as Jackson's relay to Hayes is being thrown to the plate, and he is gunned out at the home plate for the second out. Jackson to Hayes to Hollingsworth for a tag, and it keeps the game even. An aggressive send for the Merchants. And the third base coach telling him, my bad. Thought maybe that he could get Radaba in there, but he's gunned out for the second out. It will go down as a double, though, for Christofferson. .762 put out, gets Radaba out at home, play at the plate. Runner at second, Christofferson. What a swing straight off the bench. Pinch hitter not even seeing one. You're just sending it straight out on a pull hit to the left field corner. Nearly gave the Merchants the lead, but now it's the top of the order in Sugawa, who's 0-3. Leadoff man has struggled so far in Bellingham. Swings through Casanagadu's 89-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. That hit the 4th by the Merchants. Both teams with 4 knocks. Both teams with 2 runs were even in the top of the 7th. Low and inside for ball 1. Casanagadu comes set with a ball and a strike. Runner off of second for the Merchants. The go-ahead run in an even tie game. That bounced in the plate, but a good block by Hollingsworth. Count 2-1 on the starting right fielder for the Merchants, who's looking for his first hit or time on base. USC right-handers 2-out toss. Grounder foul to the right side, strike 2. Debut for Casanagadu here in Bellingham has surrendered his first hit with a double to Christofferson. Does have his first strikeout with the drop third strikeout, but that base runner wiped away on the 7-6-2 put out for the left field corner. Gunning down the runner at home plate. Now the right-hander looking for a scoreless 7th to keep the game tied. With 2 balls and 2 strikes, set in the top of the 7th. Looks back at second and throws home. Swing and a miss, and Sugawa down on strikes for the second time in the game. Pair of strikeouts for Casanagadu in his Bell's debut, as we'll stretch in Bellingham an even tie.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom of the 7th inning in a 2-2 tie between the Everett Merchants and the Bellingham Bells. Nate Johnson to lead things off for your Bells here in this tie game. A tight one right now between this interleague play. The Pacific International League's Everett Merchants evened up with the West Coast League's Bellingham Bells. And it's 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for Bellingham, with Ryder Vane pitching for his first full inning of relief, likely, after getting the double play in the 6th, coming in, inheriting 2 base runners, and immediately wiping away with the help of Skinner, Gurman, and Armstrong, turning the 5-4-3 double play. Vane missed there to Johnson, so it's 2-1 against the Bells' first baseman. Vane out of Everett Community College, initially from Arlington High School. Pitch wide to Johnson, so 3-1. Don't want to walk the leadoff man here in a tight contest, especially here in the 7th inning, so Vane trying to avoid that. Johnson the other way out into left center field. That one headed to the gap back up against the wall, and Johnson will have a leadoff stand-up double for Bellingham. That go-ahead run now placed into scoring position for the Bells to start the 7th. Testing the new center fielder Christofferson out there on the first inning of play that he's out in defense. No chance to get a put out on that one, as that's just a good piece of hitting from Nate Johnson. Ryder Vane did not pitch with Everett this year, redshirt season for him. Now batting is Tyler Peschke. Chance to give the Bells the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. What's interesting about Ryder Vane is he actually did pitch in the West Coast League back in 2024 with Portland. Threw 4 innings for the Pickles in 2024 and had a .225 ERA, just giving up 1 run. Had 6 strikeouts. Runner at second is Nate Johnson after his leadoff double in the 7th inning. A 2-2 tie here in Bellingham. Tyler Peschke trying to give the Bells the lead. Swing and a miss from Peschke for strike 2. Final line for the starter, Cooper McBride, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 4 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Still no walks by the Merchants staff. 1-2 breaker. Top to the shortstop, Miller stops it on a dive. Johnson will have to head back to second because he kept it from getting into the outfield. Will be a base hit for Peschke. So back-to-back hits to start the 7th, but Miller, a great job to keep that go-ahead run at second base while keeping the ball in the infield. That gets into left field. Johnson's now at third with no outs, and the Bells are sitting pretty trying to take the lead here in the 7th. And although they are still in a good spot with runners at first and second and no outs, that go-ahead run still 2 bases away. As Dominic Keebon looks to give Bellingham the lead, he flashes bunt here with no outs. Late inning maybe strategy here for the Bells. Try and play for the 1 run or bunt these 2 men up into scoring position. See if Keebon can lay down the fundamentals. Took a strike on his first try. Did not offer at it, but it was in the zone. That one he lets drop below the zone for ball 1. First baseman Armstrong getting ready to charge the lefty bunt try from Keebon. That'll mean the second baseman, Gurman, will have to cover first base. Keebon tries to move the two base runners up to second and third from first and second. No outs in the bottom of the seventh. Bunt laid down from Keebon to the pitcher. Vane's pitch to first secures the out. Pitcher does a nice job to grab the out, but it is a successful sacrifice bunt. So Coach Regier playing some small ball to try and give the Bells the lead. We'll see how it pays off. Rashad Hayes to bat. He'll look for his first hit of the game to try and score a run, although he doesn't need to do it with a hit. One out, can score it with a sacrifice. Infield is going to play in entirely for the Merchants in this tight 2-2 tie. Baines pitch to Hayes to start the at-bat against the Bells. Shortstop is ball one. Hayes with 7 runs driven in for Bellingham on the summer through 13 games. Will his 8th be the go-ahead one here in the 7th? Two balls and no strikes on another miss to Rashad Hayes. Two-oh breaker. Hayes taking all the way for strike one. Vane in his first real inning of relief. That's all been handled by himself. He took over for the final 2 outs in the 6th. Forced a double play in the one batter he faced, but now it's been 2 hits and a sac bunt in the 7th to put the go-ahead run for Bellingham at third. Right now behind Rashad Hayes, 3-1. Everett has not walked a batter from the starter Cooper McBride and Ryder Vane now. But 3-1, Hayes in the driver's seat, Hollingsworth in the on-deck circle. 3-1. On the ground, stopped by the shortstop Miller. He'll throw home. A good play by Miller to get the out. Gets Johnson heading home, and that's the second out. Johnson was trying to give the Bells the lead, and he's out on the putout. So it'll be Peschke at second base, Hayes at first for Hayden Hollingsworth, who's 0 of 2 in the game, trying to give the Bells the lead. Now the Merchants in a great spot to keep the game tied. Inside strike one to the Bells catcher. Two outs, first and second for Bellingham in a 2-2 tie. Breaking pitch is strike two and an 0-2 start for Ryder Vane to try and get out of the 7th. First two reaching on a double and a single, sac bunt to put 2 into scoring position, but now a strike away for the Merchants for keeping it tied, and what a big save it would be for Vane in the inning. Foul tip into the glove, and he gets the strikeout to strand him. Merchants hold on in the 7th and keep us tied 2-2 as we go into the 8th inning at Bellingham.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. 7th inning, and the Bellingham Bells have themselves a new pitcher on the hill. As this long bullpen game continues for the Arms, this will be pitcher number 6 for your Bells. And it's Cal Young taking over. The lefty relieves Rohan Casadegadu after his scoreless 7th inning that featured 2 strikeouts and only 1 hit surrendered in his debut. It's 2-2 despite the Bells having 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. In the bottom of the 7th, the Merchants held on. And now Cal Young takes over in the 8th, trying to keep the game even. Young on the season, this will be his 10th appearance of the summer. He comes home against Gavin Gurman, who has a hit and a walk in the game. Young so far, 11 innings pitched, and he has struggled here. An 8.18 ERA for Young, which has been uncharacteristic so far for him because throughout his time as a Bellingham Bell, he's been locked down. I mean, this is Cal Young's 4th Bellingham Bell summer. Last year was all West Coast League honorable mention with a 2.08 ERA in 34 2/3 innings. Was used as a starter 8 times and had 3 relief appearances. Back in 2024 was a West Coast League All-Star with a 1.56 ERA when he was used in 17 1/3 relief innings. So he's had success as a starter in Bellingham. He's had success as a reliever, but for some reason this year, it has not worked out for Cal Young. 13 runs allowed in 11 innings, 10 earned runs, on 19 hits and 5 walks. 3-1 to start the 8th inning. He's got 11 strikeouts and 11 frames. Three and one against Gurman to start the 8th inning. Foul ball for a full count. Just 4 walks issued by the Bells staff in this one. 7 strikeouts. And a 3-2 count against Gurman. This is where baseball happens here with a payoff pitch coming from Young. Foul tip from Gavin Gurman. And we'll see another 3-2. Young has not seen a lot of collegiate time over the last 2 years with his 2 seasons spent at the University of Portland. Only pitched twice this last year, made 4 appearances in 2025. That came after a freshman year with Everett Community College. He's familiar to a couple of these guys. Not to Gavin Gurman out of Paradise Valley, though, who he's in a 3-2 count against with. That one is strike 3 call. Not on a swing, but on the location. And Gurman down looking for the first out in the 8th. Jake Lockwood is a guy that Cal Young knows. Teammates on Everett Community College back in 2024. That season, Lockwood was a 192 hitter. That year, Cal Young had a 3.32 ERA as one of the Trojan starters. Gets strike 1 on the designated hitter for Everett. And it's over the third baseman's head on a base hit. That one above a leaping Peschke. Base runner trying for 2 as the throw comes in. He is tagged out trying to get greedy. Lockwood gunned out from Jaden Jackson to Aspen Alexander. And the Merchants, despite having their 5th hit, will have no one on base. Lockwood looking for 2. Instead, he gets none. Single on his box score, but no base runner for the Merchants in the 8th. The base running mistake. A couple of times the Merchants trying to be aggressive. It's burned them in the last 2 innings. Now Cal Young has 2 outs to start the 8th. And Armstrong bats. 1 of 3. Swing and a miss on that pitch from Young, a good one. One. Armstrong takes it from Young for ball 2. Gal Young in the transfer portal, looking for his final season of eligibility to be somewhere new after 2 years as a pilot. And that's a Portland pilot, of course. He's not out here flying planes or anything. Baseball player. 2-2 after that foul tip from Armstrong. Young looking for a scoreless 8th. Gets just that on a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Young and a scoreless 1-2-3 inning. We'll go bottom 8, still 2-2 at Joe Martin Field, coming down to the wire in this interleague matchup.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Into the bottom of the 8th inning in a 2-2 tie. Interleague play between the Pacific International League's Everett Merchants and the West Coast League's Bellingham Bells coming down to the wire in the bottom of the 8th. And it's the top of the order, due up for Bellingham. Best chance to maybe try and get the win in order for Bellingham heading into the 9th. The batters would love to give their pitcher a lead into potentially the final frame, and Jaden Jackson doing the leading off. He's been involved in both the run-scoring innings with 2 singles in the 4th and 5th. After singling in both of those innings, he swiped second base both times and then came in to score on RBIs from Matt Churchill, and then an error in the 6th that scored him on Noah Cassie's ball put in play. Ryder Vane still throwing for the Merchants, although they do have their bullpen moving. Jackson ahead 2-1 after that inside pitch. Fouled away from Jackson, even 2-2 count to start the bottom of the 8th. Vane, traffic in the 7th. So far, he's allowed those 2 hits back in the 7th inning that for a moment looked like it was going to be an easy chance for the Bells to take the lead, but he left those 2 base runners on the base paths with no trouble. Jackson had to chase that one for a foul ball. Nate Johnson was put out trying to advance home on Rashad Hayes' grounder. He was the runner at third. That would have been the go-ahead run. From there, Tyler Peschke and Hayes were both left on base in the 7th. Now here in the 8th, Jackson doing the leading off, 2-2. As he sends it out to right field and is just a hit machine in his last 3 at-bats. Jackson a 3rd knock now, as he's now 3 of 4 in the game. And maybe getting deja vu. These even innings for Jackson have been single, steal, run scored. Can he do it again? He's at first for Aspen Alexander, who had a hit in the 6th. Went on to help the Bells score that run that tied this game at 2. Evened up at deuces for Aspen Alexander. Jackson going, bunt back to the pitcher. A hit and bunt. Sacrifice moves moves Jackson up to second base. Noah Cassie trying to give Bellingham the lead. The tying run at second base. Cassie 0 of 3 so far in the game, but did put the ball in play that resulted in the error that scored a run in the 6th. Cassie on a check swing, holding the bat where he felt like he stopped it, and they do ask for the appeal from the field umpire, who says he doesn't go. One-0 swing and miss from Cassie for strike one. Bell's power hitting outfielder has been extremely productive this season. 23 runs driven in for Cassie. Obviously, a lot of pop behind the bat. All we need is a base hit, though. Bottom 8, 1 out. Runner at second. Breaking pitch. Chop to the third baseman. Skinner looks back Jackson at second. The second out keeps Jackson at second base. And 2 outs for Matt Churchill. Churchill 1 of 3, drove in a run on his blooping RBI single in the 4th inning. Now can he give Bellingham the lead in the 8th? A guy that was left off the All-Star rosters despite having a good season up to this point. Lines it into left center field. Churchill gives Bellingham the 3-2 lead they were looking for in the 8th on his second RBI of the night. It's a go-ahead single for Matt Churchill. 3-2, Bells leading the Merchants.
Next up for the Bells, first baseman number 6, Nate Johnson.
2 RBI with a pair of hits for Matt Churchill. Now 3 runs scored for Jaden Jackson. Dylan Moss going to run for Matt Churchill at first base as well off the bench. So now he's at first base. 3-2 is the lead. As the umpire gets his card all settled away with the change being made. Nate Johnson will bat after doubling in the 7th. Ryder Vane has now surrendered the go-ahead run. His first run allowed in relief here for the Merchants. After the pickoff throw over to first base, set once more against Nate Johnson. Another pickoff throw to first where Moss is back safely, so Merchants taking note to the pinch runner Moss, who does have speed for a catcher. Among the faster players here on the Bells team, and we have seen him steal a number of times this summer. That one a strike against Johnson, 1-1. Bell's first baseman in the game, 1 of 3. 3-2 already the lead for Bellingham as Johnson swings through strike 2. Vane with 1 strikeout so far in relief, pitching in what now is his 3rd inning of relief. Got the final 2 outs in the 6th. Had a scoreless 7th despite 2 hits, and now 2 hits in this inning have burned him for a run and have made it 3-2 Bellingham. Runner going on the 1-2 pitch low. The throw down to second is in time. Dylan Moss out trying to steal. Bells get one run in the bottom of the 8th, lead it 3-2. Looking to close out the victory now with a potential save opportunity for Thrasher Steed when we return.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Mar here from Everett Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everett and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everett Strong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Coming down to the wire, and here we go. 9th inning of baseball interleague play between the Everett Merchants and the Bellingham Bells. And Thrasher Steed taking over for his 12th appearance as a Bellingham Bell for the 9th inning, looking to earn his second save of the summer. So far for Steed, 12 1/3 innings pitched with Bellingham. In that time, a .584 ERA. He's surrendered 12 hits and 9 walks for 8 earned runs. 15 Ks, though, for the right-hander in 12 1/3. Steed enters now hunting 3 more outs. The junior from Stetson University tossed just 7 1/3 innings this year with the Hatters. Had 7 Ks in that time, but allowed 8 runs with 2 bombs against him. It came as his first year with Stetson after redshirting in 2025 because he had transferred there from Chipola, where he played 2 seasons, the 2024 and 2023 years at. The Alabama guy up in Bellingham looking to close out a 3-2 win. Hunting 3 outs. Bells took the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning on Matt Churchill's go-ahead RBI knock. He'll face Miller, Rianchich, and Skinner in the 9th. Miller will lead it off. He's 0-2. Walking a run scored back in the 4th inning. Both of those runs for the Merchants coming in the 4th. Run scoring against Adam J. in relief. Since then, though, the Bells able to fight back with 3 unanswered. Lead it here into the 9th inning on this non-league Wednesday. In play, second baseman bobbles it. It's Hattori off the bench, and he throws it in time. Hattori took over for Alexander at second base to start the inning, and hey, come off the bench, the ball will find you. Hattori with a putout as a defensive sub. One out in the 9th inning. Alexander not out of the game, but out of second base. He's now in center field. Cassie was the man who exited the game. Hattori taking his spot technically. Alexander moved to center field, which moved Ramnik Kebon to right field where Cassie was at. Hattori taking the void at second base. A couple of defensive subs to try and close out the win, and it paid dividend at least there with Hattori getting the first play for the out. Now the magic number 2 for Thrasher Steed. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Steed ahead of the Merchants left fielder. Steed, the 7th pitcher to throw here in this game. 9 strikeouts for the staff so far tonight. They had 16 last night against the Nighthawks. Here's a 1-2. There's number 10 as a staff. Number 1 for Thrasher Steed in relief. And now 2 outs in the 9th. Blake Skinner, the final chance for the Everett Merchants. He's 0 of 3 in the game. Thrasher Steed an out away from his second save of the summer. Two-out pitch from the right-hander is a fastball up and in. 91 at the face of Skinner, ducked out of the way. And a scary moment for him. 3 hit-by-pitches for Thrasher Steed on the summer, and that one wild up and in. One and 0. Strike one on Skinner. A step closer for Thrasher Steed and the Bells. Tomorrow, a non-league game against the Bombat Northwest 2027 squad, starting at 6:35 here at Joe Martin Field. Tonight, a good entertaining game. 3-2 the lead right now for Bellingham over the Everett Merchants. Won't be the last Pacific International League team that we face. We'll face the Dub C Fish Sticks a week from tonight, the 15th. Steed now is strike away. Already 1 strikeout for him in the inning. Trying to go 1-2-3. Foul ball, and he'll see another pitch. Skinner stays alive. Gavin Ashe got us started for 2 innings. David Weiser followed with 1. Adam J. followed with 1. Kenneth Johnson with 2 in relief. Rowan Casanagato with 1. Cal Young scoreless 8th. Thrasher Steed now in the 9th. Strike away from the win. Here's his 2-out pitch. Fouled back from Skinner, and the 1-2 will reset again. Merchants have been kept quiet since their 2-run 4th inning. 4 straight scoreless frames pitched by Bells pitching. Steed trying to make it a 5th. Matt Churchill giving the Bells the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning with his second RBI knock of the game, scoring Jaden Jackson for the 3rd time tonight. Jackson 3 hits, 3 runs scored, 2 steals for him in that leadoff spot. Churchill 2 runs driven in. Now Thrasher Steed looking to close the game with a save. Ball and 2 strikes on Skinner. Here's his 2-out pitch, pulls it in the dirt, and that's ball 2. Blake Skinner is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. No better time to come up with your first base knock than now. 5 hits for the Merchants in this game. To the Bellingham Bells, 8. Steed looking for the put-away pitch in a 2-2 count against Blake Skinner. Here it comes. Flared to right field over his Keybon. He's got it with his glove out in right field to cap off the win. Thrasher Steed goes 1-2-3 in the 9th inning to earn the save. And that is a 3-2 win over the Everett Merchants. Cal Young credited with the win for Bellingham. Thrasher Steed earns another save, his 2nd of the summer, in his 12th relief appearance. A good scoreless one, 1-2-3. The loss in tonight's game going against Vane, the reliever. Just 2 arms throwing for the Everett Merchants tonight. Bellingham gets it done with 3 straight unanswered runs and another come-from-behind win here in a non-league game to take the win 3-2. Bell's going to win another non-league victory. Tomorrow they'll try and have 3 straight non-league wins if they can take down the Bombat Northwest team. We'll step away and come back with your post-game stats here on the Bells Radio Network. I'm Zen Hill. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back with everything you need to know about the West Coast League right now tonight and everything you need to know from tonight's game.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Back here in Bellingham, Washington, celebrating a 3-2 win for the Bellingham Bells over the Everett Merchants. Interleague play between the Pacific International League and the West Coast League. A 3-2 victory for Bellingham. 3 unanswered runs. 2 of those runs being driven in by Matt Churchill, including the go-ahead hit in the 8th inning. He's your player of the game tonight. 2 for 4, 2 RBI, but it's not going to go unnoticed that Jaden Jackson was involved in all 3 run-scoring innings. He started them all off with leadoff singles in the 4th, 6th, and 6th innings. He all had a hit. He scored a base, or he stole a base in 2 of the 3 frames, and then scored in all 3. He led the Bells with 3 hits, going 3 of 4 with 3 runs scored. But Churchill delivering that go-ahead RBI. Aspen Alexander was 1 of 3 at the plate. Noah Cassie, 0 of 4, but had a productive out on the error in the 6th inning that tied the game. That not going unnoticed either. Nate Johnson, 1 of 3. Tyler Peschke, 1 for 3 at the plate. An 8-hit night for Bellingham, with 5 of those hits spread across Matt Churchill and Jaden Jackson. Impressive for the Merchants pitching staff. No walks between Cooper McBride and Ryder Vane, but Vane earns the loss in 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 4 hits and no walks with 1 earned run against him, only had 1 strikeout. On offense for the Everett Merchants, 5 hits, 4 walks drawn. Gavin Gurman was on base twice with a hit and a walk. He scored a run. Luka Royancic was 1 of 2 with 2 RBI. He led the team in runs driven in. The other run scored by Kai Miller, who reached on a walk. Hits coming from Jake Lockwood, TJ Armstrong, Caden Christofferson with a double. Merchants fall despite the early 2-0 lead they took in the 4th, but it's the same story as last night. Bells able to come behind their non-league opponents and take them down 3-2 for the win. The win won't impact the record for the Bellingham Bells, but a win is a win, and it feels good to win. So Bells to get it done. Let's look around the West Coast League. Some live scores for you. Final scores that we have, 2 of them, both in the North. The Edmonton Riverhawks bounced back with a 3-2 win over the Nanaimo Night Owls tonight. Kamloops Northpaws took a second win over the Kelowna Falcons, or actually that's their first win of the series here against the Falcons, 3-2, as they ended that Kelowna Falcons 5-game win streak. Some live scores, top of the 9th at Victoria. The Harbor Cats lead the Bend Elks 5-0. Top of the 9th at Springfield. The Drifters leading the Walla Walla Sweets 5-3. The Wenatchee Apple Sox leading the Port Angeles Lefties in the top of the 7th, 8-3. Yakima Valley and the Pippins about to steal maybe a series away from the Ridgefield Raptors. They lead the South's top team 9-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And then out in Portland, the Pickles leading the Corvallis Knights 5-2, trying to even up that 3-game set in the top of the 6th inning. Other non-league action, the Dub C Fish Sticks right now leading the Marion Berries 4-3 in the bottom of the 7th. That's a Pacific International League / West Coast League crossover. Today, that interleague matchup went the way of the Bellingham Bells. Took it 3-2. They'll be back tomorrow, 6:35 first pitch against Bombat Northwest. You can catch it here at the ballpark. Get your tickets at bellstickets.com, the only place to buy Bells tickets all season long. We'll see you at the park, or we thank you for joining us here at YouTube. We love broadcasting on YouTube. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. So if you can't make it to the game in person, we'll welcome you here on the Bellingham Bells YouTube channel. Have a good night, and go Bells. A 3-2 win, baby.